Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about these LifeGrip anti-slip traction treads here. I'm going to show you them up close here, and then I'm also going to show you them installed out on my back deck. Now, I've used these on my back deck, on steps, and also on a concrete pad outside. Now, I'm going to let you know how they fared on all those different environments. We're going to discuss both the pros and the cons to this particular brand of traction tread and help you decide if this is right for you. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to show you up close is the grip here. You can see there's two strips of this 80 grit aluminum oxide, which does drastically help increase your traction outside. These definitely do help you avoid slipping. And then you'll see this thin strip, which is the glow in the dark strip here, which I'm going to talk about in a second. On the back, you'll see this is just like a sticker. You're gonna peel back this white layer and that'll expose a sticky side, and it does do a good job of sticking to smooth surfaces. The key is making sure your surfaces are clean. So wiping down your deck with a wet washcloth or a wet towel and then drying it off before applying these is gonna make a world of difference. Even applying them between my deck and a concrete pad, it's harder to clean the concrete pad. I didn't go all out and power wash it, so they stuck better to my deck than the concrete pad. So that's something to keep in mind. Just make sure you wash and dry the surface before you apply it so that it does give you the longest life possible and stays there. But overall, this has done a really, really good job, despite not perfectly clean surfaces and despite not perfectly level surfaces, of actually staying in place, which is super important. A few cons to mention though is that it does only have one length and one width option available, and these are pre-cut strips. So while you can cut them even shorter for some uses, you can't make them longer. You can put them next to each other, but it does provide a little bit less flexibility and where you're gonna put these with the pre-cut strips. But on the pro side, the pre-cut strips are a little bit easier to install. You just peel off the backing, place them right down. You don't have to unroll a super long roll of traction tape just to cut it to a small size like this. So a pro and a con there, depending on what you're gonna use it for. But for steps, it is nice to have these pre-cut strips. Finally, I do wish they included a roller like this one, which other brands do provide, to make it easier to smooth out all those air bubbles below and get a nice firm grip. I do wish they provided that. You can use like a kitchen roller or something like that, because you're not gonna wanna run your hands on it over and over again. You want something cylindrical to be able to make sure this is a completely tight, smooth surface that you are applying it to. And finally, let's talk about this glow-in-the-dark strip here. It's a really cool idea. It's probably the main thing that drew me to this brand in particular, is being able to have just one little extra layer of protection, whether you're putting this on an uneven, maybe a step up or something like that. It is nice for in the dark to have that. However, I was a little disappointed by this glow-in-the-dark strip. It does glow in the dark, just very, very faintly, and not for very long. So I'm gonna show you a clip here of it glowing in the dark, and that's about as bright as it gets. Not very bright at all. However, for such a thin strip here, it is impressive that it glows in the dark at all. It is better than nothing for sure. However, don't expect it to last more than maybe a couple hours after sunset before the charge that it's accumulated throughout the day wears off. But overall, I still really like this brand of a traction tread here. I think the glow-in-the-dark idea is cool. Even if it is imperfect, it's still better than nothing. And if you are using this for an edge or stair treads, I think this could really, really come in handy. And I don't necessarily think you'll regret buying this product, so I do recommend it.